Welcome aboard everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. Quick update video here on EGLD on the exchange, that's Elrond. Absolutely phenomenal project. If you're hearing weird noise in the background, it's the cat. She thinks that the washing line is extremely amusing, I don't know why. And so guys, the previous video we did, we were following the methodology of the MEX token. So this is the Maiar exchange token, which you can basically stake your eGold to obtain, as well as those like myself who have been staking or delegating Elrond for a number of months now via the Elrond wallet. I was pleasantly surprised because I had no idea this was going on. This is how crazy it is. I was literally gifted like $400 odd worth of MEX tokens, which is basically a reward or an airdrop, if you like, of having the Elrond. And I came across a video about this, the Maiar launch, on Twitter, and then I was like, MEX, oh, I wonder if I've got any. And then all of a sudden I linked up my account and over it came and I was like, wow, that is awesome. So without doing anything, I made $400 odd out of that. Obviously some people out there probably have millions and millions of MEX tokens worth loads of money, but for me, I was super excited about that. Any monetary value, whether it was $50, 100, thousands, whatever it is, I'm truly grateful for this opportunity. So I checked in today, and it looked like in the, I think 10 or 12 days that I've been doing it so far, I obtained 50 odd thousand MEX tokens to the value of around $48, $50. So let's just take a look at that. So I have restaked mine and I've got, the good old $45, $46 there. So to put this in principle, by the way, there's loads of videos out there. If you're looking to try and buy MEX originally, like from scratch, or you do have perhaps Elrond staking previously on Elrond wallets and things like that, there are loads of videos of how you utilize this. But if you want me to do one, let me know in the comments below whether you want me to show you how to get MEX tokens or purchase MEX tokens using this wallet. The app, by the way, is fantastic as well, not just the browser, but also those that were holding Elrond in perhaps your Elrond wallet. If you want me to tell you or show you how to do this as well, let us know and I'll gladly do that. But otherwise, there's loads of videos out there already, some really good ones. I didn't want to saturate it unless necessary. So guys, basically with my locked staked MEX tokens, there's a 13-month lock-in period. So bear in mind, if you are coming into it new and you're getting MEX, you have two options really. You have the normal sort of MEX staking aspect of 136%, which is mental anyway. But if you're locking them, the reward of 1,636%. Okay, now there are some really good videos out there at the moment of people's strategies of how they're basically taking this MEX token that they're getting stake rewards for, converting it back into Elrond, and Elrond obviously builds up, and then basically they're selling the Elrond in profit, putting it back into the MEX system, because MEX obviously is like, you can't essentially, as it were, buy it if you like, off other exchanges and whatnot. So it's basically this way that it's doing it. So it's absolutely mental really. And I'm just sat here, so it updates every, I don't know how many seconds or minutes or whatever, but you can see all the numbers flicking about all over the place. The APR changes all the time, as do of course values of eGold and the staking and this, that and the other. So look at this, guys. The total value locked on farms right now, 1.95 billion. I nearly got it wrong then. I had to double check that. Nearly $2 billion, guys. Elrond is a phenomenal investment in my opinion. We'll go into the chart in a second, but the MEX token, the Maiar wallet, this Maiar wallet, by the way, as it expands and as it gets more and more token options on here, I'm adamant this is going to be one of the top exchanges in the world. There's no doubt in my mind that Elrond's power behind it, and the fact that it's all very community driven, the developers are in-house, it's a truly beautiful system that they put in here, and the opportunity to earn some extra money here through the MEX application. You can do it via USDC as well, So actually, there's a multitude of different options on here when you're swapping tokens back and forth. You can link in your existing sort of Elrond wallets and things like that as well. So you can do a multitude of different things here. So for me, the MEX token, this is if you were, so I obviously had the MEX token, so I was able to put it in here, but then you can do like a wrapping of like Elrond and MEX together as well for extra ones here. And like I said, with USDC as well, earning MEX that way also, if you wanted to do it that way, because basically USDC was added. It's the first stablecoin added to Maiar. So if you do have USDC available or EGLD, you can match them both together and combine them and have a similar structure in place of what you see in the other ones as well. So you can do a multitude of different ways. Like I said, if you want a video on this, let me know. But I think just showing you the emphasis of looking out for similar things, really. Some other projects that might be doing something similar about airdrops and the launch of their own DEX platforms and getting involved in them and getting the staking or delegation of your existing tokens to then get new ones in the future like this. I mean, it's incredible. This came as, like I said, as a surprise to me. I was very ignorant in the sense of not knowing about the MEX token. I knew about the DEX platform coming. I had no idea about this. So you can imagine my surprise when that was like. And then, of course, you're sitting there going, imagine if I had more EGLD. And then I guess that brings us to the point of the chart in a second. But I think this is fantastic. You can see it's going up as we speak. And it is quite mental, really, because I've just literally just pressed the reinvest all button. So now what I've got is the MEX lock, which I can't touch for 13 months, but I'm now getting this monetary value here. I mean, I could switch that into EGLD now on this swap mechanism if I wanted to. I'll just show you what that looks like very briefly, but you can literally, obviously mine's staking now, so I don't have an available balance. But for example, if there was coming in, I can literally swap those back around if I wanted to, or really the liquidity aspect is quite interesting as well, because I think you get something like 25% of all trades, 0.25%, sorry, if you add into the pool and etc. So there's loads going on here. It's absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. Estimated weekly rewards. $340 million is being made per week, roughly, on this. That is insane. That is absolutely insane, in my opinion. It's one of the most craziest things I think I've seen in the space since I started. Let us know if you are doing this out there. If you're new to it or you're trying to figure out what to do, let us know. If you want us to do a video, we will absolutely do one. But like I said, there's loads out there already. So if you struggle finding them, or you want us to do it just because you like us more, obviously, then we will do that. That's not a problem. So guys, let's go into the chart, and this kind of reflects on the point I was making as well of, reinvesting into EGLD and then swapping it back over, like people's strategies that I've just spoken about. We'll just shove the chart here. So make sure you like this video if you are enjoying what you're hearing and seeing, and make sure you smash that subscribe button to ensure that you get on touch of our videos, as well as the bell button, of course, as well. So we've had an absolute tank down today, as we have across the multitude of charts. I was asleep. Well, actually, I was playing Football Manager when this happened. I completely missed it until someone in the morning, one of my mates messaged me, say, "What's happened to the market?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Oh, it's come down like significantly." I was like, "Oh, not another one." I thought it was gonna be like some miniature move, and look at that. That is substantial. Just from this top point, by the way, before we look at today's movement, from this marker here, when we hit this top on the 23rd of November, I had, unfortunately, all mine in the Elrond wallet, and I was kind of interlacing it into the MEX system, so I didn't want to mess about with buying and selling. But wow, if you were selling up here, guys, around that $500 mark, and even to the point of yesterday around 353, could you imagine buying back in here at 227? My goodness, well done to those out there that managed to play that game. Absolutely brilliant. But we've had, of course, the takedown over this period of time since the 23rd of November, 58% reduction. It's almost fast forwarded our kind of correctional aspect of up to 70%-ish, just a bit quicker, in my opinion. So today alone, we've lost 35% off there, but we've had the retracement back up already. Let's just see where that took us from earlier today. So a 50% gain today, actually, which is absolutely brilliant. In fact, it's not 50%. I'm looking at the wrong line. Sorry. Still good enough, in my opinion, 40%. So good retracement back already. It was obviously anticipated that we would come down anyway because this big, large move. This was around, obviously, the DEX movements and things like that. This area here is of great interest. Of course, we appear to be approaching that. So we might get a bit of profit taking further around this 337 mark, potentially, and might see a bit more of a correction or certainly a stabilization around this, just hovering around that sort of 310, 320 mark. So it'd be very interesting. And then as we tail back up eventually, as time goes by, we'll probably see some resistance points and potential sort of sell points, if you like. I'm just going to draw them in here. For argument's sake, this is what I'm going to be doing anyway, is selling a couple of different areas. So ignore the actual inner area. I mean, by all means, look at that. This is not financial advice, obviously, but I'm going to be getting some sellouts around this sort of 388 mark, and just hovering around that 500, maybe just under it. Because I think we'll probably have a little wavy pattern up there moving forward. The reason I'm putting in sell orders already, because I haven't even bought any in this drop, is because I bought a lot of my EGLD around the sort of $20, $25 mark. So there's a few in there that I would like to take advantage of, take profits along the way that I've missed out on this jump here. So I think this is like my second opportunity when it arises to just do probably those two levels, splitting it up a bit and then perhaps using that towards the MEX. We'll have to see what I think about that at the time. So that's my future moves there. In terms of coming down, potentially a bit more. Obviously, we missed this big one anyway, but I'm still intrigued by this sort of area here at the top, and arguably we're quite nicely around there, actually, to be fair. So around this 310 mark, I might put a few buy orders in. Not a full EGLD, probably partial ones. And maybe just around that sort of 279, 280 mark. May not come in again, we'll have to see, but I'm quite intrigued by the nice touch points we see here around the 13th, 14th of September. Of course, around again on the 24th-ish, and the very nice movements around here between the 5th of November and the 19th of November. You can see there's clearly some very nice magnetism here, in my opinion, which we're obviously flowing around right now. So I'll be quite interested to see over the next couple of days if we bombard ourselves around this area before we might start seeing an uptake. So a few other indicators for us to have a look at as well. Obviously the RSI is all over the place at the moment. However, right now at a 42 mark, I think that's reducing the risk possible if you are looking to enter right now. Again, you don't have to buy a full EGLD. You could buy a partial one. Obviously not financial advice and everything, but it's the point that, you know, it's about gains. To forget the price. Like, let's say Solana was like $10 or something, or let's say EGLD was $10 and you've got opportunity to buy $10. Obviously, you know, depending on the movements and everything, it's about the gains, right? So look at it in that aspect, in that sense maybe. But, you know, it could come down a bit more, obviously, as I said, but you're reducing the risk of that. We've obviously had the penetration here on the 28th of November with the switch over on the MACDs, the 12 and 26 close on the EMAs. So it's going to be a bit of a rocky ride over these next few days, in my opinion, just until we get a bit more stabilization. But I do think what's going to happen, particularly as we looked at those lock periods earlier, I mean, I think the first one's on the 15th of December. Maybe there's one a bit earlier, I'm not sure, but check those kind of dates out. They could be really interesting to see what people do, because some people might unlock those MEX and then convert them into EGLD, and you might start seeing a bit of fluctuation on the charts again as well. So there's all these variables in the background. If you don't know what's going on, you might be confused as to like, well, what's happening? Why is this happening? But there's 9 times out of 10 there's a story behind it, and it's just a question of trying to find it with your own research, or hopefully we can cover as much of it as possible as we can, so you don't have to go and do that yourselves. So we're 26% down on the week, which is understandable, especially after today. Monthly is looking a bit disappointing, but again, I think if we didn't have the full scale down today, we would probably still in the green there. 3 months up 78%. Look at that year to date, absolutely brilliant. Over 1,000% up there year to date, and over 2,000 on the year. So it's absolutely incredible. But like I said, yeah, this is probably a nice little area to be accumulating. Obviously earlier today would have been incredible. I can't believe I've missed that. I mean, if I'd been awake or paying attention, I probably would have bombarded some bags in there, because I just know the potential of eGold. I'm still banking in my mind that this will probably get to around $700-800 in this coming bull run. I'm still sticking with that. I still think it's possible. I mean, look at that up here. In quick succession as well, taking it from $300 in a short space of time to a whopping $544. So in my opinion, the $700 mark is probably not out of the equation. Some earlier this year were saying like 1,000. Of course, that might be possible, but I'm very much gearing my mind around this maybe 740 mark-ish area, probably tying in with some of these fib retracement levels at the top end. I mean, 720 would be absolutely brilliant. We'll see how that plays out over the coming months. But for now, guys, like I said, again, not financial advice, but there's some really nice areas of interest, in my opinion, in the few days coming, perhaps, and on the way up, of course, as well, when we eventually get back to those areas. So there's good opportunities on both sides. Guys, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Drop a comment below if you're excited about eGold, if you've been buying any today, and are you involved in this amazing MEX farming situation. Let us know. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.